जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। जय गोपी जन वल्लभ गिरिवर धारी। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यशोदानंदन ब्रज जन रंजना। यमुना तीर वनचारी। यमुना तीर वनचारी। जय राधा माधव कुंज बिहारी। जय ओम विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अस्तोतर सत अभय चरणारविंद भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। जय विष्णुपाद परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य अस्तोतर सत श्री श्रीमद् भक्ति सिद्धांत सरस्वती ठाकुर गोस्वामी महाराज प्रभुपाद की। इस्कॉन फाउंडराचार्य श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। ग्रंथराज श्रीमद् भागवतम की जय। निताई गौर प्रेमानंदी हरि हरि बोल। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू द assembled devotees हरे कृष्णा। ऑल ग्लोरीज टू श्री श्री गुरु एंड गौरंगा। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। ओम नमो भगवते वासुदेवाय। Hare Krishna. So we continue our reading from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 3. Today we will start a new chapter. That's the last chapter of this canto. Can you find the remote? Should be on the top of that sound system box. Okay, so there are two verses. One is the last verse of the previous chapter, chapter 32, which doesn't have a purport. I will read that by myself, and then next one we can read together. Hopefully till that time we can find the remote. या इदं शृणुयाद अम्बा श्रद्धया पुरुषा सकृत यो वाभिदन्ते मच्चित्ता साहि एति पदवीं च मे. Translation: anyone who once meditates upon me with faith and affection who hears and chants about me surely goes back home, back to Godhead. This is the last verse of the chapter 32, and now we'll have text. Thank you. This is the first verse of the next chapter. So this one we can chant together. Maitreya Uvacha Evam Nisamya Kapilasya Vacho Janitri Sakardamasya Daita Kila Devahuti Vishrastamoha Patala Tam Abhipranamaya Tushtav-tattva Vishyankita Siddhi Bhumim Evam Nisamya Kapilasya Vacho Janitri Sakardamasya Daita Kila Devahuti Vishrastamoha Patala Tam Abhipranamya Tushtav-tattva Vishyankita Siddhi Bhumim Evam Nisamya Kapilasya Vacho Janitri Sakardamasya Daita Kila Devahuti Vishrastamoha Patala Tam Abhipranamya Tushtav-tattva Vishyankita Siddhi Bhumim Please chant. Vacha Evam Nisamya Kapilasya Vacho Janitri Tushtav-tattva Vishyankita Siddhi Bhumim Maitreya Uvacha Evam Nisamya Kapilasya Vacho Janitri Sakardamasya Daita Kila Devahuti Vishrastamoha Patala Tam Abhipranamya Tushtav-tattva Vishyankita Siddhi Bhumim Maitreya Uvacha Evam Nishamya Kapilasya Vacho Janitri साकार्दमस्य दयिता किल देवहूतिः विश्रष्टमोहपतला तमभिप्रणम्य तुष्टावतत्त्वविशाङ्कितसिद्धिभूमिम्। माताजी मैत्रेय उवाच एवं निशम्य कपिलस्य वचो जनित्री सकार्दमस्य दयिता कैलदेवहूतिः विश्रष्टमोहपतला तमभिप्रणम्य तुष्टतत्त्वविशाङ्कितसिद्धिभूमिम्। एवं निशम्य कपिलस्य वचो जनित्री साकार्दमस्य दयिता किल देवहूतिः विश्रष्टमोहपतला तमभिप्रणम्य तुष्टावतत्त्वविषयाङ्कितसिद्धिभूमिम्। Synonyms. Maitreya Uvacha. Maitreya said, Evam, thus, Nisamya, having heard, Kapilasya, of Lord Kapila, Vachaha, the words, Janitri, the mother, Sa, she, Kardamasya, of Kardama Muni, Daita, the dear wife, Kila, namely, Devahutihi, Devahuti, Vishrashta, freed from, Mohapatala, the covering of illusion, Tam, unto him, Abhipranamya, having offered obeisances, Tushtava, recited prayers, Tattva, basic principles, Vishaya, in the matter of, Ankita, the author, Siddhi, of liberation, Bhumim, the background. Translation and purport by His Divine Grace Abhay Charnarvind Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai. Translation. Sri Maitreya said, thus Devahuti, the mother of Lord Kapila and wife of Kardama Muni, became freed from all ignorance concerning devotional service and transcendental knowledge. She offered her obeisances unto the Lord, the author of the basic principles of the Sankhya system of philosophy, which is the background of liberation, and she satisfied him with the following verses of prayer. Purport. The system of philosophy enunciated by Lord Kapila before his mother is the background for situation on the spiritual platform. The specific significance of this system of philosophy is stated herein as Siddhi Bhumim. It is the background of salvation. People who are suffering in this material world because they are conditioned by the material energy can easily get freedom from the clutches of matter by understanding the Sankhya philosophy enunciated by Lord Kapila. By this system of philosophy, one can immediately become free even though one is situated in this material world. That stage is called Jivan Mukti. This means that one is liberated even though one stays with his material body. That happened for Devahuti, the mother of Lord Kapila, and she therefore satisfied the Lord by offering her prayers. Anyone who understands the basic principle of Sankhya philosophy is elevated in devotional service and becomes fully Krishna conscious or liberated even within this material world. I'll read the translation one more time. Sri Maitreya said, thus Devahuti, the mother of Lord Kapila and wife of Kardama Muni, became freed from all ignorance concerning devotional service and transcendental knowledge. She offered her obeisances unto the Lord, the author of the basic principles of the Sankhya system of philosophy, which is the background of liberation, and she satisfied him with the following verses of prayer. Om Ajnanaatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobishtam Stapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah. Hare Krishna. So after hearing from His Holiness Devamrita Swami yesterday on freedom from envy and about detachment, now we are moving on to the next chapter, and this chapter talks about activities of Lord Kapila. But before that, we can also remember this translation. So usually after every chapter, the last verse, generally there is some blessing for hearing that whole pastime. So let's see what the translation says here. Anyone who once meditates upon me with faith and affection, who hears and chants about me, surely goes back home, back to Godhead. So if you were there hearing all these classes, how it's mentioned here, then you know what's the goal you can attain. It's always amazing to see there are so many points given in Srimad Bhagavatam to inspire people to keep hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. And here we can see Lord Kapila, this is the benediction, one who meditates with faith and affection. That's what Maharaj was explaining, that one has to be free from envy, and one has to be detached from materialistic lifestyle. Otherwise, one cannot understand transcendental knowledge. So this verse actually talks about the situation of Mother Devahuti, because after hearing these, she was in that situation. And in the next purport it's mentioned, Prabhupada mentions this actually. The system of philosophy enunciated by Lord Kapila before his mother is the background for situation on the platform, on the spiritual platform. So Mother Devahuti is on this platform because she has been hearing all this philosophy from Lord Kapila. In last few chapters we had been listening, and she is on this platform of Siddhi Bhumim. She's already liberated by hearing these. But we can understand the position of Mother Devahuti, like it's mentioned here. She is the wife of Kardama Muni, and who is the son? Lord Kapila. So many times Krishna, he puts his devotees in situations where outwardly it may seem like that this person is being put in illusion or in a materialistic situation, but the devotees who know these things, they can understand. So even hearing these things we can understand, especially when we will, the next 8 verses are the prayers offered by Mother Devahuti to Lord Kapila. So we can understand it's not an ordinary person who gives birth to the Lord himself. And hearing about glories of Kardama Muni and Mother Devahuti in previous chapter, we already know they are not ordinary personalities. They are already liberated. They don't need to practice for liberation. But to teach people in the society, Lord performs these pastimes, and so people can hear about these pastimes. People get opportunity, service to glorify these pastimes, to glorify the Lord, and that ways they can also revive their original love for them. They can come to their spiritual platform also. So here it's talking about the Sankhya philosophy, and they can also, Prabhupada mentions in the purport, that by one who understands the principles of Sankhya philosophy, they can become detached and they can also take to devotional service. So Kardama Muni was also practicing Sankhya Yoga. We heard from Shamachandra Prabhu few weeks ago. He was explaining different yoga systems and the whole explanation he gave with his presentation. And here Mother Devahuti, she is also being described that she also attained that platform, spiritual platform, by hearing this philosophy from Kardama Muni. So there is the Sankhya philosophy, and there is also another Kapila who promoted this Sankhya philosophy, but his philosophy was impersonalistic, and that's why Srila Prabhupada, he titled this book Teachings of Lord Kapila, and then he writes the son of Mother Devahuti. So devotees were asking why this kind of title. He said that there is also another Kapila, but he was teaching impersonalism through Sankhya. But here we see Lord Kapila is teaching bhakti through Sankhya philosophy. And that's what both Kardama Muni and Devahuti were practicing. And here Srila Prabhupada also mentions in the purport that if one actually understands these principles, they will take to devotional service. They will take to bhakti yoga. And that's how they can attain the ultimate goal. I was thinking of this point about how it's mentioned that Mother Devahuti, she satisfied Lord Kapila with prayers. So this is the mood of someone who actually understands this philosophy. They develop this mood of devotion, mood of surrender, and a mood of love and affection for the Lord. And that's what we will hear in the prayers by Mother Devahuti. I won't go through all the prayers, but we can understand the position of Mother Devahuti, and then we can consider position of, let's say, Mother Devaki and also Mother Yashoda. So Mother Devahuti, she's offering all these prayers, considering him as the Lord. And then, we know Mother Devaki also, when Krishna, he took birth, and then he showed his forearm form, and then she was concerned. Although he's revealing his form that, I am the Lord you desired to have as a child. I'm here now. But she had so much affection, she was still concerned. She was afraid that Kamsa will kill my child. And they were offering, Mother Devaki and Vasudev, they were offering prayers. And then, but if we consider position of Mother Yashoda, can we remember any pastime where she was offering prayers to Krishna? Yes, which pastime? Yes, so we can understand like the different, even within pure devotion, there are different degrees of devotees, and they have different intensities of love for Krishna. Mother Devahuti, she remembered that her child is also the Supreme Lord. So there is that understanding that he is the Supreme Lord. And her prayers, when we will read the prayers, we can see that she has this understanding. Same with Mother Devaki, she also had that understanding that my child is the Supreme Lord. But of course, they forget. But Mother Yashoda, she never has this understanding that my child is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. She never thinks that way, like how Bhrigupati Prabhu mentioned this pastime where Krishna, he ate some dirt, and his friends complained to Mother Yashoda, oh, he was eating dirt in the forest. And then, we know the whole pastime, but Mother Yashoda, she asked him, okay, if you are honest, open the mouth. And she saw the whole universe in his mouth. But what was she thinking? She was thinking, first she thought, what's happening? Am I seeing, is it even real, or am I dreaming, or some demigod has done some influence on me so I cannot see properly, or this is how she was thinking. And then she thought, because she would ask Balaram to take care of Krishna and make sure he's fine throughout the day in the forest. So she was also thinking, sometimes there are like these witches in the forest who can do something to the child. So she was thinking, did someone do something to Krishna? What's happening in his mouth? What am I seeing? She was thinking like that. She wasn't thinking, oh, this is the Supreme Personality of Godhead, he is showing me the whole universe, let me offer prayers. No, that wasn't her mood. She was thinking, what happened to my son? And then, of course, there is the whole pastime in Krishna book and Srimad Bhagavatam, we can read this. But this was her intensity of love and affection. She could never accept that this child is God. But in other cases, the mothers, they had some acceptance of that idea. So this is how we can see even within pure devotion, within pure devotees, there are different degrees of intensity, of love they have. And of course, we know like this Sunday we are going to celebrate Shri Radha Ashtami, and we can consider like now the condition of the the cowherd friends of Lord Krishna, even they never accepted. So all the devotees in Vrindavan, they, even though Krishna shows his powers and opulences, but at the same time, the Yoga Maya, the spiritual energy, it doesn't let these devotees accept that Krishna is the Supreme Personality of Godhead. We can remember Nanda Maharaj, he even went to kingdom of Varuna, Varuna Dev, who is god of the oceans, of the waters. And Nanda Maharaj was kidnapped by his servants, and then Krishna went to bring him back, and Varuna Dev, he was worshipping Krishna in front of Nanda Maharaj, and they were offering prayers. So Nanda Maharaj, he saw that, but still he didn't think that, he just thought he is my son. He didn't think he is Supreme Personality of Godhead. So the devotees in Vrindavan, they never see Krishna in as the Supreme Lord, because their relationship with them, the affection and intensity of love is so strong. Even though time to time Krishna shows them such activities, actually they remember Garga Muni, telling the future of Lord Krishna, and how Garga Muni was saying he will have powers like Vishnu, although in his explanation he kind of hinted that he has also come as Krishna, but they only, see him like, oh yes, he is our child and he has powers like Vishnu, he is a special child, but they never think he is God. And like Maharaj was explaining, he was saying sometimes they think, is he a demigod? Like he's doing so many amazing things, or he's like they think like that, but they never accept that he is like Supreme Lord. And that's why they are able to have these loving exchanges like his friends. They play with him and sometimes they win, and then they say, oh Krishna, you lost, so now you have to carry me on your shoulders. And Krishna does it very happily. So this is the difference. Someone who understands and who has that consciousness, and they can relate to Krishna in that way. But like how Maharaj was explaining, someone who is affected by envy, someone who has material attachment, first of all, they will not understand these concepts. They won't be able to accept these ideas, and many of them, they will think this is just mythology. And then even if like some people accept to certain degrees, they won't be able to make a complete surrender. They won't be able to accept Krishna as the supreme enjoyer, like how Maharaj was explaining that due to material attachment, one may even come to temple, may offer prayers, may accept Krishna, you are supreme, but still one still thinks that I also want my own enjoyment. At the same time, I want to practice spirituality, I want to follow dharma, but still I want some enjoyment too. So that tendency will be there unless we actually understands these things. And also Mother Devahuti, she didn't just hear, she is also practicing all this. So she's also saying, even though these advanced devotees, sometimes they are shown that they are not completely liberated and they are practicing, but they are showing by their example, like even if one is liberated, one still keep practicing it, one still keeps chanting Hare Krishna, one still keeps glorifying Krishna, one still keeps hearing about Krishna, because that's the pleasure of the devotees. All these devotees of Vrindavan, what do? Like his cowherd friends, they go with Krishna to the forest, they play with him all day, they have so many pastimes, and then what do when they come back home? Then they tell their parents about all those things they did. And so they are completely, and at night it's mentioned actually, when they sleep, They cannot wait to wake up and go and see Krishna next morning. They are like so excited, like how Maharaj was talking about anticipation. So this is the anticipation when these cowherd boys, they are going to sleep. They are not really excited to sleep. They are excited to wake up and meet with Krishna again. And it's mentioned that they actually go and, they start doing some things around the house. Krishna, to let Krishna know, we are here, man, it's time, let's go. And then Mother Yashoda, she want to make sure that they don't wake up Krishna. Krishna gets like good rest. So there is like so many amazing pastimes. So same way we can remember Srila Prabhupada. So, remembering the point of this, understanding the principles, and especially like having this mood of love and affection and offering prayers. So we can see Srila Prabhupada was in Vrindavan at Radha Damodar temple, and he was translating the books there, and he was, through his window, he was always looking at the samadhi of Rupa Goswami, and he was always had this mood of prayerful mood, and he's meditating on Rupa Goswami. And it's mentioned even in the Lilamrita, he personally saw Rupa Goswami on few occasions. So this is what happens to the devotees. They are actually so much, when they have this love and affection, they have this ability to actually talk to these personalities, to see these personalities face to face. Even when Srila Prabhupada was on Jaladuta, we remember he had 2 heart attacks, and then he celebrated Janmashtami on the ship, and then he made some prasad, he distributed. Then there, like it's described in the Lilamrita, that he actually had a vision of Krishna, and all the Goswamis, all these, the whole parampara is pushing this ship, Jaladuta. That was his vision. So these devotees, we can see by hearing about them, we can understand the power of prayers. Sometimes we may come to temple and we look at the deities, and we may even offer prayers. I don't know, I can speak for myself. Sometimes, like, I'm thinking, okay, I'm offering prayers, but how much love and affection, how much conviction I have about those prayers. So in one time, I was hearing from my spiritual master, he was saying that, when you come in front of Prabhupada, you bow down to him, and you can actually, he is hearing, he is listening to your prayers. But we, even to the deities, we come, we are making these prayers, and I don't know how much, like, personally we think, actually, do these prayers have any influence or not? But they do, and that will depend on, based on our affection, our intensity of love. But even whatever stage we are offering the prayers, they still have effect. Why? How do we know? Because in this pastime of Sobri Muni, where he was angry and he was trying to even kill King Ambrish, there, when the Sudarshan Chakra was chasing him, he had this power, he could even go to see Vishnu. And then Lord told him that, sorry, I cannot help you, because he says, the devotees, I live in the hearts of the devotees, and devotees also live in my heart. And then in the next verse he says, even a devotee of devotee is very dear to me. So we can understand how dear, even one may be like on a beginner's platform, but they are still very dear to the Lord. So therefore, we should become more aware of these things and remember these things, so we can appreciate all kinds of devotees. But also when we come to offer prayers, these kind of pastimes, they remind us the power of offering prayers, and just understanding the principles and just keep practicing it. Because sometimes we may feel, I'm not seeing the Lord face to face, I haven't had any personal interaction, but this is the power of these processes. If we keep practicing, then we can experience it. And I'm sure many of us, we had experiences, but I will share just one experience really quick. This was on Balaram Purnima, and what happened is I think it was during the week on Friday, so not many people come, like let's say about Janmashtami or Radhashtami, it's on Sunday, so many more people will come. And I was thinking, okay, today I want to just help with the yagya and I want to participate in the festival a little bit. Generally, I would try to distribute books, but that day I was like, today is Balaram, so I'm just gonna pray to Lord Balaram for some spiritual strength. And I didn't have any plans to distribute any books. So all day I was involved with different parts of the festival. And then in the evening, when it was the last arati, I just came out for a few minutes, and there was one devotee, he offered me some prasad just outside Govinda's, and I was just talking with them. And then this one lady comes, I never saw her before. She comes sometimes, she told me, but she don't come so often. So she came, and because they gave me some extra prasad, as she was passing, I asked her, like, would you like some prasad? So she took it, and she was so happy. She said, I was in the temple, I was actually praying that maybe I get some prasad, but somehow she didn't get it. So as soon as she came out, and I never saw her, so I thought she's new, let me give her some, because they gave me a lot of prasad, I couldn't eat all that, so I offered her, would you like some? And so what happened, then I asked her, I have never seen you here before. She said, I come, no, I don't come so often. And then I asked, oh, okay, so do you have some books? And she told me she has Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book. Then I asked her, oh, do you have Srimad Bhagavatam? And she said, I don't have Srimad Bhagavatam. So I was explaining her, today is full moon, is Balaram Purnim, and would you like to take one? That's all I asked her. And she said, sure, that will be an honor. So she actually, she is from Russia, so I had a Russian Bhagavatam set. And so I asked her, you prefer English or your own language? And she said, I would like, if you have, I would like it in Russian. So there was one set, and I gave it to her, and she was so happy. She said, well, and then she told me that August is a very special month. She was saying some things, and then she was like, this is very special. She just came back from some program, Patri Prabhu, he had some program in New Vrindavan, I think. She was there, and she just came from that, and here she's saying, this is such an honor to receive the Srimad Bhagavatam on Balaram Purnim. It's a Friday, it's full moon, and I think it was 8th August, so she's into numbers. She was like, this is 8-8. All those kind of things. For her, it became such a special moment. And I was thinking, man, I'm offering these prayers, someone may take. That day I didn't offer. Usually on festivals, I meet someone who will take a set. So today I was kind of done for the day. I was like, who is going to take now? And here she is. Okay. So she went very happy with the Bhagavatam set, and I was like, thank you, Sri Balaram. That was perfect. So this is how, this is just my little experience, but I'm sure many of you have amazing experiences like this. So we can remember this, share this with devotees. This is also very inspiring. But yeah, I was thinking more about Prabhupada, how he came and he did so much. But this is all the power of prayers and having this mood of love and affection. Just like I have heard this pastime, Maharaj explain how Prabhupada was in Japan and he asked the devotees, get on the stage and start kirtan. So they started kirtan because Prabhupada cannot tolerate this. Someone is blaspheming Krishna like this. So this is what happens when we develop this mood of love and affection. So today is, as a continuation of that, today is special breakfast. Rabindranath Prabhu, he, does this special breakfast once in 2 weeks. So I don't want to keep everyone here. He is usually in time. So if you have any questions, we can discuss after the class. Thank you very much. Grantaraj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. He don't like me. He probably already started serving.